You are now listening to What's the Fuzz, a furry podcast that advocates for diversity, equality, and cultural exchange inside and outside of the fandom. Never miss another episode again. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. And now, your host, Reiner.
Hey Fuzzles, how you doing? Good. As you might have guessed, it's your Blue Dragon, hosty pal Reiner, back again with another gut-wrenching, gut-busting episode of What's the Fuzz. If it's your first time checking us out, hey, thank you for stopping by. Always great seeing new faces here, and hey, don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify so you know when the latest episode drops, alright? And if you're a veteran of the show, then heck, 2 thank yous for you guys. Thank you. This interview was recorded on March 13th, 2021, and should be published around April 27th, 2021. Keep in mind that this was recorded just 3 days before the Atlanta shooting took place. We pay respects to the lives lost that day and continuously been lost over the next weeks after mass shootings continue around the U.S. We know What's the Fuzz covers some hard topics every now and then, and that's why we greatly appreciate your support, dear listeners. We've reached over 2,500 downloads, and if we can manage to get 500 downloads on every episode within 30 days by the next year, we're going to be dropping some merch and doing a giveaway. We're talking custom BIPOC furry swagger. Shout out to our donors on Ko-fi, which can be found at kofi.com/Reiner. Hazel, Seth Bones, DinoSynth, a certain somebody, and Vega TKG, we really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. And we're going to be looking into teaming up with Furry Mystery Box in the future. Ooh, what could that entail? I don't know. We'll see. Now, without further ado, we're going to be talking about Gundams, the Navy, and Black Legacy in this episode of What's the Fuzz. Today I'm sitting down with Fujimaru, a Twitch streamer that is unapologetically black, full-time, all the time. Be sure to catch them on Twitter at Fujimaru_Husky, linked in the show notes below. Thanks so much for coming on the show, Fujimaru. Can't wait to get to know you better.
Gang.
Hell yeah. So I'd like to throw an icebreaker question at you. You ready for it?
I am. I'm very ready. Let's do it.
I gotta know something. I really do. What's something that brings out the otaku inside of you? I'm ready for it.
Oh God, there's a list. But I guess the biggest thing that brings out the otaku in me is mention mech anything.
Oh, you're one of those Gundam fanatics?
Stares up at my closet, stares over to my desk. I don't know. Gundam Wing is my absolute favorite, unless we're talking about G Gundam, because G Gundam, special place in my heart. Love you, Domon Kashu Daddy.
Which one was the first love? The original?
The original love? Oh, that's 100% G Gundam. Gundam Wing is for like when you're into mech.
So it's like intermediate levels. There's levels to it.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't just like jump in and get any old robot.
Well, I figure like if you really like anime and you're fine with like politics being like super in your face but still giant robots fighting, Gundam Wing is an excellent anime, especially Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. If you're just here for mechs beating the crap out of each other, it's G Gundam. And like G Gundam is so good that for a little while, and here comes the cancel Fujimaru. For a little while, I was rooting for Jibity Crockett, who is the American boxer Gundam. Like his Gundam, I was rooting for him, and then Domon Kashu just completely stole my heart in the second half, and that was it.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I actually didn't know that those kind of shows got political like that. That's kind of interesting.
Most deaf. Hail Xeon.
Okay, I'll hit you up with recommendations later, but for now, I think our audience would like to know a little bit more about you. So, where you're from, how old are you, your pronouns, your ethnicity, and how you would describe your sexuality/gender identity if you feel so comfortable to tell us so.
Look, I'm a husky. That's a lot of questions. Slow
one at a time.
So I identify as he, him. I mean, every time I talk, a pair of ruby slippers fall out of my mouth. So very, very homosexual.
I was gonna say you're a witch that was about to get hit by a house, but
I'm always looking up just in case. What other questions are there? Look, I'm a husky. It's one
where
thing at a
you're
time.
from and how old you are.
Down in SoCal, SoCal is the locale. I just turned the big 27. I'm so proud of myself. I lived.
Damn, you're 27? I thought you were like 20 or something. Holy shit.
Oh, no. I just look incredibly young because melanin keeps forever.
Honestly, I thought you were a young boy, young lad.
Oh, no.
Obviously not. You have lived life. Actually, I'm only 2 years younger than you, so maybe not. But that is pretty cool.
The Navy will do that to you.
Now, you keep saying that you're a husky, but, like, who is the husky? Like, how do you express yourself through them? And has it helped your self-image at all?
I believe it's given me a little more self-confidence, a little more lean towards leadership. I want to be the dog pulling in the front. Like, the other dogs have a great view from the back, but pulling in the front is more fun, more scenery.
So you want to be Balto?
Kind of.
Okay.
Creating, like, I guess so, because definitely I want to create spaces for people where they don't think they have space. I think that's a big thing.
Oh, that's nice. You kind of like getting all the other dogs into this little safe space. That's cute. And you're like just a white husky?
Oh no, pink and white.
Okay, pink and white. I'm sorry. And sometimes I see it wearing like a crown or something. What is
yes,
that?
I am the princess of all huskies.
And
there is, believe it or not, there is a husky royal family. There's Rekka, who's our king. We have a queen. There's me, and then there's a prince husky. But
is this an RP thing?
No. Like, there are huskies who identify themselves as like the king of huskies. There's a queen of huskies. There is a princess who is me, and a prince. It's not like official, but they have that in their title. I was like, oh, we're the only ones with the husky royal family. I love this.
Okay. Keeping furry weird, got it. And what brings you to the furry fandom in the first place?
I came here on the anime boat.
Really? Do tell.
So my audience, forgive me. I was running around as a catboy at an anime convention, and apparently there were these two furries, and we just hung out for the rest of the convention, and slowly they converted me.
Oh, so it was like a normal convention, but there were furries there, and then you just converted. Got you. That's pretty cool.
I don't know how normal an anime convention can be.
I don't know. I used to hear these things that people used to run around and slap people in the butt with like these wooden paddles.
Yowie paddles, yep.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
So maybe it wasn't that normal in the first place.
I hope it never is normal. But yes, so originally coming in, I started off as a fox, which is the base character, super vanilla, but then I was like, don't really feel like a foxo. So I love work. I love being a part of a team. I'm probably the most absent-minded, ridiculous person on the said team, and then like a husky just came to mind. And I was like, and we're there.
Damn. Why is it that all I can think of is just work, bitch? That's like the first thing. Why is that the first thing I think of whenever someone tells me they love to work? I swear. I think it totally suits your personality, though, because you're super friendly, but if given the chance, you could run somebody over without breaking a sweat.
Yeah, actually. That's so funny, because a lot of my friends say the exact same thing.
Have you been to more furry cons or, like, anime cons?
Furry cons are ahead by, I think, only 2. And that's only because Anime Expo got canceled and Otakon got canceled. I had planned on going to both.
Damn, that's rough. Which one do you prefer? Or, like, which one do you feel like you have more fun at?
Oh, that's a tough call. While anime conventions, I tend to spend more money. Furry cons, I tend to connect with more people. So I'm gonna put furry at more fun, because running around a convention, day drinking with friends, trying to find the bottom of a bottomless mimosa can be more entertaining than going, I need another wagon for all of my Gundams that I now have to haul back to my room.
So anime cons are more about like buying stuff.
Kinda. It's really weird. It is a lot of buying stuff because the dealer's room is bigger and it tends to have more things that I have a greater interest in. Like, well, not a greater interest in, but like, oh, I don't have this manga, I can now buy this. This anime, I've been wanting to watch it forever, I can now buy this. Furry cons don't have that. It's like either I want ears, a tail, or I want art, and then I'm done. Whereas, and again, at anime conventions, it's like, oh, I know these people because we talk on Gaia Online. Yes, that is something I still do. Or, hey, we talk about Gundams in the same form. Or, hey, we're both fans of Sailor Moon. Let's hang out for a little while and then disperse. But at furry conventions, it's like, oh my god, we actually hang out outside of the convention and we talk literally all the time. Let's hang out here.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
Yes, come to the anime side. One of us. Gooble gobble.
I mean, I do like anime. Like, I just recently finished watching Evangelion and stuff, so I just want to buy a fuck ton of Evangelion stuff. Like, even the Rebuild movies are literally like a dream to me. I love them so much.
Okay,
honestly.
So you've watched Rebuild. Have you watched the original yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you watched?
I prefer Rebuild because
it's better
stuff.
Oops, I said it out loud. I said the loud part.
It is better. If anyone, I will fight anyone. I will. I seriously will.
Thank you.
Asuka's so fucking awesome in Rebuild movies. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yes.
I gotta calm down.
Well, no, I totally agree. It's so, oh my god. So with Evangelion Rebuild, it's you get what should be a part of the Eva movies in the series, and it just feels like it's a lot more even and a lot more reward, as opposed to the series where you have to watch the entire thing, you have to get up to the last 2 episodes, cut those off, watch the Eva movies, but to get it in its entire context, you have to watch it from beginning to end, with the 2 episodes included, hopefully with the director's cut of those episodes, and then put the movies in place of the last 2 episodes after the fact, which again, people get really confused over. And if you haven't seen the End of Evangelion movies, I highly recommend you to do so.
Yeah, End of Evangelion is fucking awesome, and I got addicted to Kamsusur Todd for like 5 weeks, so definitely
And I've met Spike Spencer. He's a very nice person.
What the hell? Okay, yeah. You're cool as fuck. What
The only person I have not met out of the Evangelion cast is Tiffany Grant, and throughout high school, let me tell you, I had everything she worked on. Like, I loved this person. I really wanted to go see her at an anime convention in Texas, but it didn't work out because broke.
God damn, you were like the official otaku. My roommate would be drooling right now if they heard you saying all this shit.
Oh, you should come see my room. It's pretty ridiculous.
Ooh, is this an invitation?
I mean, anybody who wants to come and hang out and watch anime, you are more than welcome to. Just don't touch my Twizzlers. Like, oh god.
Oh, trust me,
I have
no
a problem.
Want those things.
So delicious.
Acquired taste. Anyway, back on topic. Has being part of the furry fandom changed your life in any meaningful way?
Yeah, I'd say it has. It's really opened me up to more experiences that I don't think I've ever had with people. It's introduced me to a whole bunch of people I know for a fact I would have never met because of like the itty bitty tiny like otaku circle I used to run around in. But now I've met like people who work in tech. I've met people who work well, I know 1 or 2 furries who are in the CIA. I'm not mentioning names, but I know they're there. Okay. They are there. There used to be a furry who worked in the White House. I'm not sure if he's still there. I'm pretty sure he's not anymore.
Damn, we're really infiltrating out here.
We're literally everywhere. But no, there's all these people, and if I was never joined the fandom, if I never did join the fandom, then I wouldn't have met all these people and had all these fantastic experiences, especially the the Rumble Roar. That was great.
What is Rumble Roar?
So if you ever get the chance to watch a Harry Potter musical, it's a part. It's an ongoing joke in a very Potter musical that Malfoy says that he's gonna go to Pig Farts, which is better than Hogwarts, and their headmaster is Rumble Roar. So me and a couple of buddies were very, very drunk and singing every song from a very Potter musical. And as we were walking down the hall singing it, somebody just runs out of their room, and we thought they were pissed that we, woke them up. But there's a part where Rumble Roar starts yelling, and he just goes, Rumble Roar!
What the fuck? That sounds incredible.
Yeah, you guys should come with Fujimaru on his drunken adventures. It's awful.
It honestly sounds like the best day I could have. Holy fucking shit. Oh, is the Harry Potter musical?
It's a very Potter musical.
Okay.
And then a very Potter sequel, and then there's a third one, but I can't remember.
Why is there 3? What the fuck?
Yeah, they're amazing. The person playing Professor Umbridge, that was my favorite. I only eat protein shakes, falcon eggs, and rocks.
Oh my fucking god, that's incredible. I love it so much. Back on topic then. So you were in the service, right?
Yes, I was in the United States Navy.
How long was that going on for?
8 long years.
8 years. Whoa.
8 years of my life.
So you went in right after high school?
Pretty much.
Jeez.
It took barely a year off, and then I was like, it's just my turn.
How do you rate that life experience? Like, how do you rate that decision?
That depends on a lot. I rate it a solid 8. There definitely were times where it's just like, this is some bullshit, and I don't know why I did this to myself. But overall, I mean, it's great to participate in the family tradition. And I got to see stuff and do stuff that nobody else really gets to do. But if you're thinking about doing it yourself, don't. I do not recommend it for other people. Unless you're if you're really, really down, then yes. But if you're just like, I've got nothing better to do, I guess I'll join the Navy. Don't do that, please. Please don't.
So it's more about the family tradition more than liking doing it then?
No, wanting to participate in the family tradition is something that I really wanted to do, because way back when people enslaved other people for whatever reason, because they were black.
Right.
My family, my mother's side, the males were sold into it. They were sold into naval service.
Oh, wow.
And from that point on, you'd always catch one of us in the Navy up till today. And to me, it feels like we took the ashes of something horrible and spun it into something amazing that all the males on my mom's side participate in. And that's just really important to me.
Did you get any weird vibes from any of the guys there because you were gay or anything?
Not really.
Or was everybody in there kind of we're on a boat together, might as well kind of thing?
There's a lot less sex than people think there is. It's not just the Love Boat there.
The Love Boat.
It's not the Love Boat, but I mean, stuff happens. Absolutely. I think people's perception about the Navy being the gay branch, I don't think that's true. not my experiences from other branches. Let's put it that way.
Or maybe you just weren't advertising enough. I mean,
not with those guys. No, definitely not.
Not the best bunch. Well, it couldn't be worse than the Marines, Crayon Eaters.
Oh God. Well, I mean, I don't miss Condom Day. I don't miss that.
What the hell is Condom Day?
So, because things run rampant in certain branches, it would be the corpsman, my job, to stand out after Friday's afternoon muster and hand out condoms. Being like, yo, you have no excuse now. You have one. It works.
That's a real thing?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Wow. That's oddly efficient. Okay.
And I would still see those guys about a week, maybe 2 weeks later. In fact, I had my favorite story was like I got 5, right? I got 5 dudes. They come into my clinic with chlamydia, and I was like, okay, what the hell happened? Because there's 5 of you idiots, and they were like, we don't know, doc. We all used a condom. I was like, okay, wait, you all used a condom, but you all got chlamydia. What the hell did what? How does this happen? And they were like, yeah, we shared it.
What?
And again, just sitting there with this look on my face. And me trying, like, you know, the little hamster running on the wheel? My hamster quit that day. He was just like, no, we're out. We're done. You can't process this. It's like, what do you mean you shared it? Well, one of us finished, we turned it inside out, and then another dude, because we didn't have enough. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Like, okay, well, damn.
What is wrong with the human race? We need to start over.
Yeah, I would like to go to Mars, please. Yes.
Now, do you ever experience any anxiety when you interact with other furries because you fear that they'll treat you differently when you take off your fursuit head and they see someone that's
I get that
you?
Actually. I get that a lot. In fact, like I went to FC my first time going, and I had to get into the headless lounge. It was 1 trillion degrees for some odd reason. California stopped being so hot. It took my fursuit head off, and somebody went, "Oh, you're black?"
No, they did not.
And what? I'm just like, well, I mean, I don't know what else I would be if you were expecting a giant lizard person, like, not here. The hell? And it gets to this point where it's just like, if I take my head off now, how many of those like weirdo side looks am I gonna have to deal with? And luckily I now fursuit with my friends who just like are all around me, and I don't really notice it anymore. But the first couple, if I'm at a con by myself and I'm fursuiting, I'm definitely like, I don't want to take my head off here with you. I don't feel like doing it.
God damn, that's fucking awful. What the hell's wrong with people? Who's gonna straight up say that? Oh my god.
Well, it's like everybody's assumption. Like, I have one of 2 options. Either I am a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Twinkie dude, or I get to be a really tall white girl, and that's it. That's their perception of me in suit.
Yeah, of course. That would be the automatic assumption. I mean, you know, I often see walking huskies around. I think, damn, that's definitely going to be a freaking Aryan woman in that thing.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
At least I want to be a hot woman. Like, at least make me hot in your fantasy. Can I please be attractive?
Oh my god. You're giving men out there these whole ass fantasies about what you are, and then you fucking ruin it.
Oh, that was my favorite. At AntherCon, some dude was like right up on me, just, hey, I bet you, I wonder how you look under that suit. And I was just leaned in real close, like did the like this really like girlish giggle, leaned in real close to his ear and said, I'm a dude. He removed his hand. I don't know.
Oh
Didn't know that was a deal breaker. I thought we were going somewhere.
Tisk tisk. Furries out there gotta control themselves. Some things, you can think them. They stay in your head. You know, they keep you out of trouble.
If only some furries had the filter.
Honestly, people are fucking bold as fuck out there. I swear, ever since Trump got in office. Oop. Anyways.
You're not supposed to spill the tea everywhere.
Sorry about that. Alright, so do you usually tell people that you're like in the fandom?
Not really. I don't see the need to. Like, even when I first came in, it wasn't like, oh look, I just came out as furry. I'm like, what are you even talking? What do you mean came out as furry? Like, how is that pertinent need to know information? Like, if they're asking you what you're into, sure, it's like, yeah, I'm a furry. Look, big pink husky dog.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
that's totally chill.
But otherwise, it's not like the first thing I tell somebody.
I don't know, it can be a nice conversational piece sometimes, because sometimes it'd be like, ooh, furries. You mean those guys that fuck in their costumes? And it'd be like, yeah, totally. The best. Other times it's just like, you show up to the family dinner with a tail on, and nobody questions it.
That I have yet to do, but my mom finally got to interact with my suit, and that was kind of positive. Just, I wonder how much it is. I'm like, Mom, no.
It was
no.
a positive experience. That's pretty cool.
Oh no, I will not be free. Oh, I gotta add that to my Twitch chat words of curse.
I'm sorry. But she was pretty supportive then? Like, did she think it was weird at first or something?
She thought it was weird when I went to my first anime convention. She was like, "Oh, you want to be one of those plushies?" I was like, "What? What's a plushie?"
Plushie?
Like, yeah, I mean, to my mother, the show Inuyasha, it's Ikamakamushu.
Right.
So, Mom, in terms that aren't English, aren't great. But she was like, "Oh, it's you want to be a plushie?" I was like, "I don't want no." That's a little like stuffed doll. I don't want to be that. She's like, no, it's those people who dress up in animal costumes and have sex. I was like, wait, Mom, those are furries, and I'm not one of those. I'm a cosplayer. I'll never be a furry. Boy, did I mess that one up.
You missed the mark by a little bit there.
But yeah, after she saw the suit, she was just like, oh, okay. Well,
like, it's
you're not
kind
gonna
of
have sex in it. And I was like, no. See, no wiener, null, no wiener. It's just meant to be cute.
Maybe wiener later. Maybe.
With Fujimaru, no. With my mystery suit, maybe.
Mystery suit?
Oh,
I'm interested in this.
Suit.
What mystery suit?
There is a mystery suit.
Is he just coming in pieces like a furry mystery box like every week?
Well, it took my maker did take like 10 plus years to get it done.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That was a rough experience. But now that I have him, nobody knows that it's me underneath, and I'm kind of happy about that. Like, I kind of want to keep it that way.
Ooh, that's kind of interesting. It's like a mystery, like, ooh, look at me, the mystery furry, rolling up on your room parties and fucking your bitches.
Exactly. Definitely for fucking bitches.
Now, where do you feel you fit into the fandom, like as a content creator or as a content drinker?
Content creator, honestly. At first it was definitely a content drinker. There were a couple of fursuit videos. I was like, I can do that, but better. And I tried, and I didn't get the attention that I was looking for. I was like, people aren't really watching this, so let's try something else. So I went to Vine, and I exploded on Vine. Apparently, people were like, "Oh, you're that Fujimaru Husky." I'm like, I am that Fujimaru Husky, and to this day, I still get the, "You're the Fujimaru Husky." I'm like, yes, I am that person. In fact, ha 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 ha. And then it moved on. Vine died, and then I just started churning out things on Twitter. And then Black History Month started happening, and then I started opening my mouth more and more and more, and people started paying attention.
So what is it about Black History Month that's like so important? Like, you're black, sure, but like, are other people black? Question mark?
No. I am the only one. No, they're like, I've in this creative space, well, in any creative space, let's be honest with that, you can't throw a rock without hitting like a bajillion and 7 black people putting out content that's absolutely fantastic,
right?
But not garnering the attention that I feel it should. So I started saying, hey, let's start uplifting these people the best I can. And at first it was, it was Black History Month a bajillion years ago. It was me and a few other of my black friends, and we got together and we just started like making stuff. And we were like, hey, if you like this, look at this person who does it even better than we do. Because our overall premise was that if one of us comes up, we bring the rest of us up, because these creators definitely deserve this attention, putting out this great stuff, because we don't want them to give up.
Exactly. Like, certain people out there want to say because Barack Obama or Oprah Winfrey made it, that black people should get their act together. Like, why are you still living in the slums? Why can't you get a job and all this other shit? Like, they're the exceptions to the rule. They won the game, an unwinnable game, an unbeatable game, because they got lucky. That's it. Most people don't get lucky.
50 dices and all of them roll on 20, like, bro.
Like, honestly, you either get all of the right moves, or you get one fucked up one and they just fucked your life up forever. Like, everyone is closer to being homeless than they are to being rich, first of all, right? Because any one thing can fuck you over and you just lose all your money, right?
Most deaf, especially like what, one medical bill.
Oh man, that's the one. That's the big one. Here, the GoFundMe's are literally pretty much like there's like 500 or so GoFundMe's that are just for medical bills.
Oh my
And
god.
yeah, like it's fucking bad here. And I checked for the GoFundMe in a city that's like twice the size of us, and it's like maybe 100. So it's definitely an issue that's with this area in particular. But I digress. The point is that people that aren't born into wealth, that tend to be black people because of what happened in the generations past, right? They don't have the cards lined up for them because a few black people get lucky, and then the rest of them are left to the wayside because those guys made it. Why don't you fucking do something about it? But that's not really how it works. It doesn't trickle down from Oprah Winfrey. I don't get a fucking free minivan or something because she won $1 million or something.
Wait, we're supposed to get a free minivan? What the hell? I'm not getting my... Where's my Oprah Winfrey check? What the fuck?
Oh man, I wish it worked like that. That would be really cool. Like when Obama became president, all the black people just got like $100,000 checks because we won. Black people won. Yeah, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. But what's something from Black History Month that really touched you? Like, what have you been doing this past February that promotes it?
So if you check out my Twitter, which everyone should, you'll see these videos that touch on things that don't... Okay, so it doesn't just apply to the furry fandom. I feel like I talk to them quite frequently because I'm inside of the community, but this it really applies to anything in any creative space. Just letting people know that, number one, first and foremost, Black people exist outside of the month of February, that if you want to support them, support Black people year round. Number two, if somebody is if Black people are telling you, hey, what you're saying is out of pocket, maybe you reflect on that. Don't get defensive about it. This person is obviously trying to preserve like their friendship with you, or they're trying to help you not get ratioed online. Maybe it would be a good idea to listen to them, and also take responsibility for the things that you say. Like, I'm sorry, if you're not a 16-year-old child, you're not really getting that big of a pass from me. You're an adult. You should be able to claim your mess ups as well as your triumphs. And when you do mess up, take responsibility for that. And the biggest one is number 3, and that speaks directly to people of color in general, in general, not just in our fandom, in general, that if one of us makes it, the person who makes it definitely try to look back and pull someone with you, because when we all make it, it's just better. And that's the kind of stuff my content revolves around.
Well said. And the thing about being an ally is not what you think is being an ally. Like, having more Black friends is cool and all, but if you're not listening to them, then it's not really doing a lot for either of us. You know what I mean?
Very true.
Like, how good of an ally you are depends on how well you're listening to the people you say that you are helping, that you are defending, that you are trying to uplift. If you aren't listening to them, then you might as well just just run off to the desert somewhere, going la 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 in your ears.
Well, that's definitely what it feels like. Like, February will roll around and it'll be like, oh, these things are horrible. You're absolutely right. We should be listening to you more. Oh, we should be doing these things. And then that March the 1st rolls around. All right, go back into your box. I've listened to you. I've got it. Don't need to hear it anymore. That's not allyship. And And I hate that. I'm sorry. I don't need any more allies, to be perfectly honest. I need accomplices. there's
Accomplice.
Yes, there's definitely a difference between being an ally and being an accomplice. So being an ally are those people who just have the BLM thing in their Twitter name or whatever, and it's comfortable, right? You're saying that when it's a comfortable thing to do. Being an accomplice is doing the actual work behind that. Being an accomplice is saying, I understand that there is a struggle for you, and I am willing to put in the work to help you correct it. Being an accomplice is confronting those people who are talking out of pocket when it's not comfortable. Like, I've been to like a bunch of furry parties, and I don't want to name drop right now. There are poppy for people who will just start speaking like real reckless for no reason other than they can. And when it's something like that, we know allies are just going to be like, I know they're talking reckless. I know that's some real mess to be speaking about, especially with people of color in the room, but it's not comfortable for me. Like if I say this person has an army behind them and they're just going to like jump on me and I won't ever be poppy fur, and that's what's important to me in this situation right now. But accomplices aren't afraid of that. They're like, this is out of pocket, this is wrong, and somebody needs to say something needs to be done. And whether that's correcting them in that moment or going up to your friend and being like, look, I know they were talking out of pocket, I just I'm DMing them, trying to get them in private just to say, hey, this ain't it, or pulling that person to the side and being like, hey, you're talking real reckless and this ain't it, chief. That's being an accomplice, and I want more of that.
Right. I totally feel you on that. Welcome to the middle of this episode of What's the Fuzz? Don't forget to give us a like or subscribe on your platform of choice. And if you're listening on Spotify, follow us so you'll know when the latest episode drops. If you're not using any of those things to listen to this, just follow us on Twitter at what'sthefuzz_, or check out the Telegram channel t.me/rhinorites, which I use to post important things that tend to get lost on the Twitter timeline, like pictures of myself. Oh, and if you're BIPOC and over 18, don't forget to check out the BarPox Discord server, linked in the show notes below. Okay, that's everything. Okay, bye! Because it's a two-way thing, right? Like, it's not easy to accept that you're doing something that is what you would perceive to be against your character, right? Like, if you think of yourself as like a person that is accepting, then you won't like to think of yourself promoting something like colorism or something that is probably like a stereotype, like you're a black person, go bake some bread or something. I don't know. It is possible to be an accepting person, but these things that we absorb growing up, they manifest in such bizarre ways. And sometimes you might catch yourself slipping, but you don't want to confront that. You don't want to admit that. So then the accomplices come by and they're like, hey, actually, that's not a good thing. The first instinct you probably have is to double down and to be like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I'm not that kind of person, blah, blah, blah. But you need to accept that. And you need people out there who are really willing to go through that process and try and call them out on it. Because otherwise, it's mainly falling on the shoulders of BIPOC people, honestly, to put in all this work and to exhaust themselves just to get noticed or to make headway, and that's not cool.
I definitely agree with that. And that's another thing of why I get pokey and preachy, especially when somebody in our fandom who is popular says something out of pocket. It's like you have this audience, and when you go, oh well, no, see, I didn't mean it like that, so it's not that bad. Of course, I'm a good person, so it doesn't mean as much when it comes from me. I'm like, you're trying to normalize it. And whether your audience is like 20 people or it's like a couple thousand strong, when you normalize that stuff, now they have an excuse. Well, oh, so-and-so said it, so they're a good person. So if I do it because I'm a good person, then it's totally fine. And then it's that much harder when people of color have to go, no, this isn't okay. And that person that said it, that's not okay coming from them. And maybe we should be looking at that and correcting it now, and it's, oh god, it's like ice skating uphill.
Right. And then we have the other layer of it when, for instance, someone like a white girl, right? A young white girl weaponizes her tears against BIPOC people. Now, this usually means that a BIPOC person is telling them that they're acting a fool and that they should stop doing what the fuck they're doing, right? But this white girl will get uppity and they'll be like, "Ah, why are you talking to me like that? I didn't mean it like that. What?" And then they'll start crying and they'll be like making a scene. And of course, people are going to come and accuse this BIPOC person of doing something to them, and then it becomes a whole other issue. And that it's this whole thing to avoid accountability, to keep themselves from actually acknowledging that they did something wrong in the first place. And we see this a lot, even online, like on Twitter. Like this person recently got some heat for saying some really racist stuff. So they go on lockdown mode and they start threatening themselves and saying they're going to do some stuff. That's the same kind of
I know who you're talking
weaponizing.
about, yeah.
That's the same kind of weaponizing we see with them white girls that go crying because a BIPOC person called them out on some shit. We can't allow this to keep happening because it's a consistent thing. And it'll keep being a consistent thing until we change the way we do things.
And I also think it's important to be able to recognize when there is a time when allyship or when accompliceship can go too far. Like, speaking with me is one thing. Speaking for me, please don't do that.
No.
That's a real quick way to get the side eye from me. Like, or I'm sorry, furries, we got to do better on the tokenizing thing. Please do better. I am begging you, because that's something that drives me crazy. When somebody says, "Oh, blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Hey, we're not doing that." "Oh, well, I have a black friend that lets me say it all the time." So we're no. And what I've started doing is like, all right, go get your black friend. Go get your black friend right now. Call him up, text him, send him a message on Telegram. I want to talk to them and ask them why they're setting you up for failure, because I really think that's what that is at this point. Like, I know that there was this one group of people, and one of them just dropped the N-bomb, and I was like, "Oh, no, we're not doing that here." And they were like, "Oh, well, it's okay for me to do it. You know, my friend so-and-so lets me do it, and he knows I'm not racist." And I was like, "Yeah, but the community doesn't know that. Anyone outside of you and your friend don't know that at all." And then I went and I found him, and I was like, "Look, you, as comfortable as you are with him, you need to have that talk with them and say, you know what, if you want to do this with me, because I know you and I know your intentions, I know that you're not with that group of people that want to do active harm to me, it's fine if you use it with me and me privately. If you're using it around other people, there's going to be a problem." And people need to really recognize that. Because I feel like that gets a lot of people into trouble really fast.
Oh, definitely. Like, even if you're a gay person and you're going around calling gay people on Twitter the F slur or something, like, people don't know you. They don't know who you are. You are some random person going around calling someone slurs. That's who you are. You're not freaking Harry down the street that I've lived next to for 16 years. You know what I mean? And people people have this assumption that they'll have the benefit of the doubt if they're doing whatever. Like, everybody's your friend, but you're not. I'll call myself out right now, actually. But anyways. But honestly, there's so much to do. There's so much work to be done because these things are just so ingrained into just daily life. We see it on Twitter, social media, we see it on YouTube, we see it on TV shows, movies, everything. So it really is a genuine effort to push back against these things and say, "Hey, no, this stops with me." Right? And that's the hard part. That's where the work comes in. And if you are an ally or an accomplice or you want to change or whatever, you got to put in the work, right? Because we've been putting in the work, and we always will be putting in the work. But y'all, you got to catch up.
And that's another thing. Like, the work isn't going to be comfortable. Like, it definitely comes from a place of discomfort and getting getting acquainted with discomfort. I think that a lot of people have spent a good amount of their lives in this little comfort bubble of, I don't need to be told no because everything I do is okay, or if I do mess up, oh, it's not that bad. And finally, when they get into that moment of, I am being told no and it is uncomfortable and I don't like it, how do I make this less, or how do I like not make this into a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like that for me, like when they get to that level, it's kind of the place where I like to go, okay, since we're here now, let me explain to you, or let's have that conversation of why it's important that you recognize this feeling and how to turn that into something productive, as opposed to going, well, I feel uncomfortable and I want to double down on this because if I double down, obviously they'll see I'm right.
Right. And it has to do with being humble and accepting that you don't know everything and you are ignorant about things. And that is really difficult for some people to acknowledge about themselves. It's very hard.
Well, just be a husky. I just get to say, I'm a husky. I'm dumb about this. Teach me. Tell me more.
Dumb husky? Oh, God. If only it were that easy, everybody should be just dumb huskies in stiletto heels.
Falling down the stairs.
Oh no!
My very first experience in heels. My first and last. Never again.
Oh, that sounds fun. But anyways,
it was hilarious.
But I digress, right? So what we need are people that are willing to put in the work to help us out, right? That want to take part in Black History Month and extend it beyond that, because
yes,
Black people
I was about to say not
exist.
just Black History Month.
They do exist outside the circle, and it's cool seeing people just making it like a year-round thing to be more inclusive, to make sure that BIPOC people have their voices heard. And I think that's really cool. Like Fur Fiesta, I think, put out this statement thing about how they want to be more inclusive and they want to be able to have more BIPOC people involved with their event and stuff. And I think that's cool.
And it's cool. Smart. It's not just smart from like the event perspective. Like,
right.
The more ideas and the more diversity you have, the better things are. Like, what's that? I can't remember that. It's a furry event thingy majigger, but like they finally started saying, well, we have this. Well, what's something that we can ask people of color for? And we were like, oh, we want to have like this. We want to add a version of the cookout to this. And it turned out to be something big and something that people really wanted to do. And they were playing house party music, and they were just taking part in, this, what I like to call like the surface of Black culture.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
And and the more they did that, the more invested they became. And the more they saw, what, if we have more ideas at this table, the bigger and better we can make their events. So it's not just smart for that. It's healthy for the community.
You can learn a lot by going to a cookout, even if it's
yes,
even if it's just surface level. I think you can just learn a lot about like the culture and the way people interact with each other. It's cool. It's chill. And one more thing, like, it doesn't matter who your friends are. You can still be racist, sexist, transphobic, ableist, whatever.
I'm sorry, I need to get you a megaphone, because apparently the people in the back. People in the back, are you good? You hear this? Because this is important.
I'm just putting it out there. You can still be friends with those people, but still have these issues with yourself, because either A, they like you besides those horrible things, so they just let it slide. B, it's more convenient for them to be your friend than to address you and your issues, because that's on you. Or C, you're rich.
There's also the furry version of that.
What's the furry version?
So either A, you're poppy fur for whatever reason. B, and nobody wants to say anything. B, you have a cute fursuit, and that's like your I'm a good person card that you can wave. Or C, you're an artist that's like selling off commissions for like $5 $500 a pop.
Right.
Like,
right.
and that's your like, oh look, whatever I say is golden. I cannot be wrong in this situation. Which I will say, furries, I'm not gonna like just be like, man, fandom bad. You are getting a lot better about it. Not as good as I think we should be. We're not quite there yet, but I'm very glad that people are going, hey, that's out of pocket. Maybe we should say something about that. It's getting better.
Did you have any big hopes for the fandom moving forward?
I do. I definitely do. I really want us to get to the point where even though somebody is like super big, we can recognize that they are human and they have faults. And when they mess up big and they don't want to claim that, we need to hold them accountable. I also think that we owe it to ourselves to broaden our horizons and try different things, listening to different people, and just having that experience with people, whether it's in a group or one-on-one, and to always practice what we preach. Like, if we're accepting and welcoming, we need to be able to be that, because I will say this, for the first couple of weeks in the fandom, it won't itch. I did not feel welcome in certain spaces. It was very awkward.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's being the only black person in the room and being made aware of that. That's problematic for me.
Who made you aware of it? How did that happen?
So it's only happened 3 times where it's just out and out happened. The first time was somebody was talking about some content I had put out. He's like, oh yeah, and Fujimaru Husky, and of course I was wearing my suit, so they didn't know it was me.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, and I was like, oh, Fujimaru Husky, that's me. Oh, you can't be Fujimaru. And I was like, wait, I can't be? Why? Well, Fujimaru isn't black. And I was like, oh, you sweet summer child. Fujimaru is most definitely black. I wouldn't have, these badges that say Fujimaru Husky. Oh, well, your character just might look like his. I was like, oh my god.
People were fucking bold. God damn.
The second one was when I was at an underwear party. Like, it was a friend of mine. He had invited me to his underwear party, and he said free booze. And that's the quickest way to summon Fujimaru. Like, if you say free booze or free mimosas, bottomless mimosas, right. I'm so 100% down. That's also how to lure me into a trap. But he said, come up. I went up there, stripped down to my undies, and I was talking to somebody. And I see somebody just staring at me from across the room. And I was like, I don't know what's wrong. Like, he might have a problem. I might have like stolen his drink, or maybe he just hates my content or something. I don't know why he's staring at me. Okay, whatever. So I was talking to this person. This person said, okay, well, it's cool. I'm going to head out. I was like, hey, I might head out with you after I get one more drink to go. So he leaves, and then that person looks over again and comes up to me, and he's like, hey, I don't really want to embarrass you, but nobody in this room is into black guys, so you should probably leave before you embarrass yourself.
What the fuck? Dude,
yeah, that happened.
You've had to brunt so much bullshit. This is insane. This is fucking crazy, dude.
And then the last one was like the most tame. It was I still say it was a slip, but we were all in a room together, and we were watching The Lion King for whatever reason. I'm sorry, I have issues. Scar was just trying to like integrate everyone. Scar's a revolutionary.
All right, listen. We
Scar
don't
for civil rights.
No. We don't do Scar apologia over here. No.
It's not his fault Mufasa had to go.
Okay. As you were saying.
But he was like, just he's like, it's so great that Disney is taking black people's stories and making them more available. And I was like, this isn't a black people's story. What are you talking? Like, if you're talking about like an African story, yes, but if you're talking about like black people, no. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And I had to explain to him that there is a difference between people of African descent and people from Africa. The story is based in Africa. So it's not, it's like African Americans enjoy it. Yes, that's very true. And it's very popular, but there's a difference here. And I don't think that one is horrible. I just think it's one of those, he didn't think about it.
Literally no brain cells, yeah.
And I'll give that one, like, I don't need to like slam the hammer down on you. It's more of a gentle correction as opposed to the other two.
Those other two were fucking insane. God damn. People out here really think that doesn't happen too.
Well, that's the another thing that just rubs my fur the wrong way. Yes, I'm trash. It's the thing of disbelief. Like, I can't believe this happened. Nobody I know would. And I'm just like, this is a problem when Black people are telling you these things, when we're telling you these stories, when we're telling you, these events and how we know they happen or why they happen. The best thing you can do is to listen and believe us. Because when you say that disbelief thing, it rings to the, I have to work harder to get you to believe that these things are real, like, when they happen. So when something worse happens and you go, I don't believe that, I'm sorry. I'm trying to express it, but I'm like, what is the gentlest way I can say this?
I mean, you can be as raw and deep and okay.
It's bullshit. It's just dumb. It makes that person look dumb. Like, you're trying to make these people out to be liars, right? When all they're trying to tell you is that, look, this thing is real. This thing happens to me. And the only way to correct it is if people are willing to have that conversation. And by you saying that you just don't believe it, that's shutting down, it shuts me down, and I can't stand that shit. Like, that really bothers me.
Well, fuck, if I was in your position, I'd be bothered too. Like, honestly, after what you've had to go through to be told that's like some mess, no. And you're not the first person that I've spoken with that's had to deal with that kind of thing. They take the first few head off, the looks they get are, ooh, who let him in here? You know what I mean?
It's like, I didn't know headless lounges had waiters. What are you talking about?
Oh, no.
I'm waiting for that day. I know it's coming.
So, about your streams, right? Like, how do you incorporate your Blackness into it?
How do I incorporate Blackness? At first, it just felt like Blackness is apparent, but we celebrate Black artists, Black musicians. I love putting out lo-fi hip hop artists who specialize in taking Black music, remixing it and changing it into like lo-fi songs. I always try to ping them and be like, yo, give me a track that I can play on my stream for my like openings, my closings, for my in-betweens. If we have Artist Wednesday, where I try to find a Black furry artist and like put up some work that they may have done for me or may have done for someone else, when people are like, yo, who's that artist? I'm like, yo, go find them. It's really, and celebrating Black culture in general on my channel.
Oh, that's pretty interesting, honestly. That's pretty cool. So you just like go out and find these people and promote them. As easy as that.
Well, that's the thing about people who are like, I don't know how to get into. Oh God, furry documentary people, please listen to what I have to say. Finding these people is super easy. All you have to do is like look on your Spotify, go to Fur Affinity, and like, holy shit, there's a bajillion and 7 of them.
Wait, there's Fur Affinities on Spotify?
No. I'm saying if you looking for like lo-fi stuff, like Black artists who do lo-fi things, you have Spotify. Black artists like drawing pretty furry pictures, sometimes sexy furry pictures. You can find them all over on Fur Affinity. Twitter, there's a bajillion of them, but there's actually there are like several Twitch groups that I am a part of that, again, nothing but Black people. So we're there. and being celebratory about Blackness, understanding that we are some of the most creative people on the face of the earth, because you can't like throw a rock without hitting 50 things that have to do with Black culture.
Right.
Even in the furry fandom, like I went to Floor Wars. Whose music are they playing? All the latest dance moves that those fursuit people are doing on TikTok or doing at dance competitions. Where do you think that style comes from?
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's so much of it. And I'd also like it if we were like, if there was some kind of acknowledgement that that's where that comes from. Because I think with that acknowledgement, there would come appreciation, and like the space would be more open. Like Black people wouldn't have to work as hard to be a part of the fandom.
Right. It shouldn't fall on us to educate people either. Like,
no,
it should be like a shared thing. You know what I mean?
And that's something I definitely believe in, is as a Black person being able to open the door. Like if somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, Fujimaru, I didn't know about this. Is it true?" I'm like, absolutely, it's true. Go, if you Google these things and read about it, let me tell you, it goes deeper. And just facilitating that is fantastic. I really hate when people are like, "Oh, Fujimaru, is this true?" I'm like, "Yeah, go Google this." And they're like, "Well, you're Black. You would really know about it. Can you tell me?" I'm like, "Tell you. Are you going to pay me to be your teacher? Because let me tell you, I charge university prices."
Right.
You're paying me 60 grand for this class.
Like the expectation that any random Black person you pull off the street is just going to have this wealth of knowledge when they actually have to work a 9 to 5 and worry about their kids and stuff. Like, the caucasity. Honestly, that's why I've put a page up on my website, runnerrights.com/resources, and I keep adding things every so often. It's things I've pulled from the card. That's blacklivesmatters.card.co. That has so much information on it. It has pretty much everything and anything that you could ever need to know about Black history, about BIPOC history in general, honestly. There's books, podcasts, movies, TV shows, articles, everything that you could ever need is in that card. And I just pull out some things. Usually I try to keep it succinct. So like a video or a documentary, I'll put that on the resources. We have a video on Seneca Village. We have a video on Black Wall Street. We have a video on quote unquote delousing at the border. We have Native American history as a free ebook. And we just have like a variety of things that you guys can learn if you want to tiptoe into that kind of information instead of badgering BIPOC people that you see on the street or working.
Which is a much better option. Please do that. Don't badger.
Please. We do beg you. And I know it's not always... So here's like the thing, right? Like, because of the 8-hour workday and working 40 hours a week, most people don't have the luxury of reading these fucking huge books or watching a 10-episode series on Netflix, right, about these things. But if you have the time to watch a YouTube video every now and then, I do suggest that you just look for videos on YouTube about these topics, because they are out there. There are Black creators out there talking about Black issues. I found one recently, and she's got some really great video essay pieces on things like colorism, on diversity in plays and stuff like that. So I'll be linking that in the show notes below, but that's some food for thought for you guys.
Yes.
Also, class struggle.
Oh, God.
All right, listen, I gotta convert everybody to socialism at some point, because the 8-hour workday is shit. Ooh.
Eventually we'll live in the Federation, and I will live on Vulcan for the rest of my days.
Are you talking Star Trek right now? Is that what's happening?
I mean, a little bit.
No. We don't go full communist here. That's not how it works. I wish I had like a fucking a sound button. I would hit the Russia anthem button right now. Anyways, So you're part of POC Cookout?
The Cookout, yes, I am a part of the Cookout. That's a Twitch.
What is that? What is that?
They're a POC Twitch team. Currently I do not have them on my Twitch because we're doing some restructuring because some shit went down. But it's been handled. I am part of Team Wild Abandon.
Oh, so that's what Wild Abandon is. I actually didn't know what it was.
Yeah, they're a Twitch team, but I spend a lot of my time working with the Cookout and trying to help them promote people of color and do collabs with that. I know we're going to do the big Pride Month charity drive, which is my favorite, because, I mean, without Queen Marcia, we wouldn't have gay rights.
Hell yeah, let's go! And with streaming, would you like to make a career out of it? Like, what are your long-term goals?
To be perfectly honest, no. I don't want to be a big-time streamer. What I really want to do is just create a space for LGBTQIA plus people who are POC to have a place that they can go and be themselves unapologetically.
Right.
No code switching, no bullshit, just being yourself and hanging out and playing a video game or two and just giving them that space, because I don't see where it is on Twitch. And if it's already a place and you've got your home, great. But if you don't, do know that I'm trying to carve out a space for that. But doing it full time, no. I'm in college, so I can have a big boy job.
Now, 2021 has been going on for a little bit now, so I think we've got our feet firmly planted and whatnot. How do you feel it's going so far? How would you rate?
Yikes! I want off this planet, please. Oh. Another planet now. I want another planet now. We're colonizing something else.
So we're not looking good. We're not looking good right now.
Okay, on a couple of things. One, we knew who Biden was before we elected him. He wasn't Trump. That's the reason why he's sitting in the White House right now.
Yep.
Fine. I'm honestly, I'm willing to drink that poison. I'm willing to drink it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to drink it with a smile. I'm willing to drink it. That's one. Two, honestly, I feel like the racism and a bunch of other things that I have to wait to mention, because videos are incoming soon, are kind of ramping up right now. I don't know why, but it does seem like every other week there's somebody else talking out of pocket, which, yikes. And then Kiro came back. That's a sign. I feel like we can, everyone's like, oh, new year, it won't be as bad as 2020. I feel like we could be doing a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting it to go downhill so fast. I guess I should have known when 6 days into this year we had an insurrection on the Capitol. That was a pretty good indicator.
Oh, that hurt me so bad. Oh, I want to just do that.
I know people are trying to forget about it right now, but it's, as of the day of the recording, it's March 14th, 2021. So, yeah, I don't think that's something we can really forget when it's going to be literally in textbooks and the fallout of that.
To have all these, to have people get asked like the most basic question, do you still have a country? And then for you to say no, to me, and especially living in this one, is alarming.
People are saying that.
That is so alarming.
People have been saying that?
No, it's just well, yes, they have been saying that, but also it's also the response that we get from like storming the Capitol. So like, think of it this way: when Britain said we're going to colonize America, it's ours now. Yes, there are people here, but we don't give a damn. It's ours now. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody had a problem with that. This is our country. This is our colony. We're still citizens under the crown. But it got to the point where they got asked the question, do you still have a country? And they were like, no. So we're going to form our own. That same question got asked after Biden won the election. Do you have a country? And the Republicans as a party said no. And that to me is alarming, because it's always been, we hate him. He's drinking adrenochrome from the brains of children and all that other garbage. But at the end of the day, it's the answer of, do you have a country? The answer is yes. That revolt is them saying, this isn't our country anymore. At least in my eyes. Especially as somebody who's defended it. They're saying that basically anyone in the military has failed at their duty. And that breaks my heart. Because I've had to hold kids, and they're 17 or 18 years old. And yes, you can join the military if you have a waiver from your parents at 17. But I've held them in my arms, and they died with this belief that this country is theirs, and they were willing to defend it to that point. And those people have just told those kids that they failed. They don't have a country anymore. That is heartbreaking to me.
Damn.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep it as light as I can, but that to me is it's quite serious. And I think as Americans, we can do better. I mean, at the end of the day, honestly, I equate like racism and all the bullshit that we do in this country. We put a man on the moon, and it took all of us. It took black people, it took white people, it took smart people, it took everyone we had to get a man on the moon, and we did it. So if we did that, how much more can we do with all of us together?
Yeah. I just had to take in what you were saying, because it was just so impactful. Like, honestly, I love your passion and your honesty when it comes to topics like this, because I feel like you say the thing that people might want to say, but they don't know how to say it. I think you put that really well.
Oh, thank you. I'm like, this is supposed to be lighthearted, and I'm supposed to talk about some of the problems, and we're supposed to be furry and cute. And then I'm like, no, serious. And I've thought about this, and Socrates came in and blessed my mind.
No, it depending on the guest, this can be anything that you want it to be. Now, man, I'm sorry. I'm just you got me thinking about shit now. God damn.
I'm glad I do.
No, because I know on the day of the Capitol, the storm in the Capitol happened. I was really tired that whole day because seasonal depression. And I was just pretty much just sleeping the whole day. I woke up, and people in the First of Color chat were saying that the Capitol's getting stormed. I was like, yeah, it's another day in 2021. Then I went back to sleep.
That's very fair.
Because I was so... The entirety of 2020, I was politically engaged 24/7. Like, I had never watched a single instance of Trump speak before that moment, before 2020. So, watching him talk all the time and seeing how actually insane Republicans have gotten, it fucking wears you down. Like, it really does. Just how much they unapologetically hate people like you and me, and how much they're willing to do for their fucking sexy daddy Trumpy with the dumpy, Like, it's fucking crazy. So I wasn't even surprised that they fucking stormed the Capitol, because they're fucking insane. And Trump has been doing secret handshakes with them, being like, hey, yo, you're gonna storm the Capitol, right? Right? And it happened. It happened. It fucking happened. Because of course it would fucking happen. And they had that chick giving these people tours the day before. Like, if they were more competent, we wouldn't have a country right now. But luckily they weren't. It would have been so easy for someone from a different country to plant something in our government officials, like laptops and stuff. There's layers to what happened. They're really just trying to shrug it off. When it came to impeaching Trump, the Republicans, when it came down to it, were like, it's not that big a deal. Like, yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. As they were cowering in their little hall thingy, when people were trying to break in through the freaking windows. Like, it was ridiculous. And then we have people like you that fought for the country for like 8 years. And this is what it amounts to. It's fucking crazy.
It does make one sad, but and again, while that is it, again, it's disheartening, it's alarming. However, there's this moment where you step back and you go, we have a lot of fucked up things, but there are these moments where the light just comes on, and you hope that the light stays on for at least 15 minutes. I do, and honestly, I do. As many problems as I have to constantly point out, as much shit as I have to go, this ain't it, let's try it again. I firmly do believe that at some point the light's gonna switch on and stay on. Or at least I hope something I do or say or participate in can contribute to that light switching on. Maybe not on forever. I don't think we're there yet. I think America would have to take a long look at herself in the mirror and clean up all, take off the makeup, get 8 hours of sleep, get a good breakfast, and try it again. But at bare minimum, I want to facilitate that look in the mirror or turning on the light or people seeing things in the light of day, because I am telling you right now, racism and all this other bullshit, it can't survive in honest to God sunlight. It can't.
Right. And eventually we might make it there. I don't know if we'll make it in our lifetime, but it would be cool if the planet would last long enough for us to see that light actually happen, come to fruition. Because I like JCPenney's, and I like corn dogs, and I like driving around on a moped in the middle of nowhere. That's the American dream right there, baby.
And see, that's the thing. They try to paint us as monsters, secret monsters. They're coming for the white women. We must protect them. And no, I'm sorry. Go Sox. Go Red Sox forever. Baseball, it's a thing. I like it. Football, Dallas Cowboys till the day I die. Apple pie, I can take that or leave that. Let's be honest.
Maybe pumpkin pie could be the new national pie. That would be cool.
Please, yes. Please,
okay,
yes.
We connect on this. Yes. Okay. By the way, you're canceled again.
I figured. Yeah. But just as American as everyone else. And I feel like that's the thing that, I think that's where we start. Is just that we start at the commonality and then work our way through.
Right.
And of course, getting uncomfortable and staying uncomfortable for a while. Because it's gonna be.
Because this right now, I don't know enough about the Obama presidency, to really say a lot, because I was bebe, and I've only just now recently started to get into the political sphere and drinking everything in, and it is horrible, and I'm gagging, and it is not great. But during the Obama administration, there wasn't a lot of tension, because it was racism's over, and we have a president that does the cool thing, and he's on BuzzFeed. That's awesome. And then we have Trump, and everything, all the gases that were building up during the Obama presidency just blew up in this huge Taco Bell Green Mile shitstorm. These analogies are getting kind of weird.
Based. No, based. That's based. I'll take that. That's very based. Very based.
Would we rather have a negative peace, or would we rather have positive, uncomfortable change? Because change is always going to be horrible and uncomfortable, like a fucking bowel movement. I
that Chipotle bowel movement, that one. You know the one I'm talking, the one where you take off your socks, you take off your shoes and your socks.
You gotta get naked. You gotta get fully naked.
Yes. The one person comes knocking on the bathroom door and you just go away. You answer them with the voice of Zool, just go.
But at the end of it, you put yourself back together. You might need a hot shower afterwards.
Absolutely. Get the sweat off you, because
right?
you definitely did.
But you feel better. You don't have that fucking pressure inside your gut anymore. And you don't feel like you're going to ruin everything at your parents' funeral because you can't hold it anymore. We had a point at some point.
Yes. Somewhere in there. Don't worry. Listener, you'll find it.
Fujimaru, do Black lives still matter?
Yesterday, today, forever.
Did they ever stop mattering?
No, they can't stop mattering.
Why?
Oh, goodness. And remember, you said as raw as I want to be.
Just give it to me. No condom.
Remember.
We sharing.
Oh. All right. That's going to come back to haunt me. Okay, so let's put on our imagination caps for a second. Let's say Black lives didn't matter. Without Black people, you don't have a country. Without Black people, you don't have rock and roll. You don't have EDM. You don't have oh God, I want to Google this now because this scientist made too much shit. Fuck. You don't have a lot of medicines. You don't have a lot of medicines that we have now today. You don't have a lot of vaccines that we have now today because that poor Black woman had her blood taken from forever ago without her permission.
Yep.
They just took it because she was Black. Nix that. You don't have that. So if Black lives don't matter, then all of these things don't matter. If Black life doesn't matter, the Black culture that you so love to indulge in doesn't matter. And I just feel like the more that we put emphasis on Black life, the more we put emphasis on these cultural things, the more serious we take it when Black people are saying, hey, we're dying and that needs to stop. We're working towards the betterment of society in and of itself. Hold on. TLDR, we built this bitch for free.
Damn, that was like a fucking Oprah speech. I like that.
Well, and just for citation's sake, that a good portion of that is my grandmother just sitting down and talking to me, and I would like to tell that story too, because it's quick.
Go for it.
So one day I had come into the house crying because some of my friends in like elementary school started making fun of me because I was Black, and I just had enough. And I ran up to her and I said, I don't want to be Black anymore. Like, I don't understand why God would curse me like this. And she slapped the taste out of my mouth, and rightfully so. She sat me down and said, baby, you have the workings of greatness sewn into your skin. You have the history of all these people who built an entire nation on their back, were rejected for the color of their skin, and rose up from that to build something better, only to have that burned down, to keep building, to keep living, to keep making families, to keep creating this culture that is the foundation for so much in this country. All that is within every inch of you. Why would you throw that away? That isn't a curse from God. That's a gift from God. And those people who tell you anything else are liars and jealous. Don't ever let them extinguish your light.
Fuck, man. Why are you trying to make me cry? Like, what the fuck?
She is. She's like the smartest person I know.
Shit.
And that's what I tell Black people everywhere, that when you really sit down and look at it, our community is just so full of greatness and creativity and strength, like, and power. Good Lord. Like, think of it. The Black vote matters. People pander to us for a reason. And I really wish we could take hold of that and say, all right, well, if we're going to put you in that office, these are our demands. You don't meet them, you're gone. Because we still have the power to do that. Black creativity is, where is it not? Somebody tell me where it isn't. Like, when it's in Japan, I think we're done.
All right, who are some cool BIPOC furs out there doing cool shit you'd like to shout out?
Okay, so Chocolate Quill, Xeon Vibe, Solo Durgan. I hope I'm pronouncing this right because they're probably going to punch me in the face. Krezla JD, Zap Beast, very unusual, gang. Let me tell you right now, sub to him, follow him. He is amazing. One of the most down people, and a VIP in the Kigu crew.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What's the fuzz? I don't know if they're cool. I've never heard of them before. You know, we don't really talk. I'm not sure. Teddy I think it's
Winton.
Winton, thank you. Teddy Winton. No, I was like, I just go with Teddy all the time because I'm like, Teddy, I don't know how to pronounce this last mess. We're moving on. So Teddy, you're Gucci, but I love Teddy Winton. Teddy Winton, especially his thread. His thread was like, oh my god, it was amazing on You Act White and Why That's Wrong. Love that. Only Rocky Things. The Real Doll. love DJ Woozy and Kai Drossum. Hold on, if I pronounced any of your name wrongs, beat me up and take my lunch money.
Okay, that's just part of your kinks though. Anyways, that was an awesome
list. Found me. they found me, damn it.
Now I got the last question for you. Are you prepared?
Am I prepared? To become a Super Saiyan, yes.
Okay. What is your favorite thing about being a fetty?
My favorite thing about being furry?
Yes.
I get getting the best hugs, quite literally. The best.
Funny enough, no one said that yet.
I'm winning. I feel good. I'm winning here. Out of all the interview, this is the best part right here.
The huggies. Ooh, ooh. All right. That just about does it for this episode. Thank you, Fujimaru, for coming on the show and chatting with me.
Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah. You've got the spotlight to promote anything you like. Go for it.
So, if you want to hear me talk about more unapologetically black stuff, you should definitely come by my Twitch chat. If you just want to see me fail at video games and play Dead by Daylight saltily, definitely come by my Twitch channel. We are the Kigu crew, and we cannot wait to have you jam out in your jammies with us. Gang.
Be sure to follow the show at whatsthefuzz_ on Twitter. And don't forget to follow the guest as well. Thanks everybody out there for listening. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.